Hi guys, Arabella here. I hope you are living your best life when you find this video today. We are going to talk about the top couple of things that you absolutely do not want in your first chapters. So as I'm filming this, we are just starting NaNoWriMo off, and so I thought it was a good time to really talk about the beginning chapters. I'm going to do another video on what you should put in your chapters, and this by no means is an exhaustive list. This is just the first couple of things that you really want to be mindful of. So let's just start it right off. So number one is going to be switching POVs too quickly. So even if you have a dual or multi-POV story, I would say from chapters 1 to 3, stick with your main character. A lot of the times I find that if I'm reading a book and there's, it typically happens with a big cast. If it's that one person isn't really established to me, I'm not really in on it. I'm not quite sure who I want to root for, who I want to be invested in. And it's fine to introduce your other characters, and even if you have a dual POV, to introduce your other POV and your other character, but you really want to solidify your main character as your main character. You want to get your reader's attention on them first, and I feel like it's just distracting to do multiple POVs in the first 1 to 3 chapters. So if you have long chapters, then maybe you could do 1 and 2, but just be mindful. It's just, you want to get people in on the motivations and all of that of your main character. It's super important. That's what gets them invested. If you're just hopping to another character immediately without establishing any real facts about your main character, it's just a little bit hard. Okay, so number 2 is the false dream. Ooh, okay, this one drives me nuts because typically it's like a super spooky, ominous, bad feeling dream, and you have no idea who this character is. They're just running from someone, the walls are bleeding, and they're just like, oh my god, the impending doom! Like, no! And then, like, okay, number 1, this one doesn't get me because typically writers who do this, their characters aren't psychic. They're not like psychic characters who dream the future. Like, if that's your character, great, that would work. But typically, it doesn't make any sense. Normal people don't have prophetic dreams. Why? And then so they wake up and it's just some ominous bullshit of danger ahead. It has nothing to do with the plot itself or the character. It's just ugh. And then on top of all that crap, you typically watch your character doing, like, waking up, brushing their teeth, taking a shower, eating breakfast. Oh my god, like, that is, no, we hate doing that in our real lives. We don't want to read a character doing that. And why does it suck so much? Because there's no stakes. There's no conflict. There's nothing going on. It's just randomly walking through the day. I mean, unless you have a character who's like on their way to like court and they can either go to jail tonight or come home and their anxiety is fueling up, you could do it that way. But if they're just hanging out and waiting for the inciting incident to happen and they have no idea it's coming, no. It drives me nuts. Don't do it. And nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. Number 3, which I am super guilty of. I did this in my my current draft, my first couple chapters. I felt bad about them. I felt that something was wrong, and this was why. It is the info dumping, world building, backstory regurgitating type of thing here. And I know it's overblown. Not overblown, because it's serious. It's said a lot that showing, not telling is really the way to write, and I think a lot of us get it intellectually. We're like, yes, I know, I'm supposed to show and I'm not supposed to tell. I get it. But when we start the beginning of the story, we know our world, we know our character, we know all the rich, vivid details of the story we want to tell, and we want the audience, the readers, to get that, to see it, to know it as we know it. And so I think a lot of authors struggle with this first part in the novel because it's just that type of compulsion. We want our readers to know this beautiful world as we do. But a lot of the times it comes off as way too dumpy. It's just a big telling of facts. And once I saw this and it was pointed out to me, I was like, yeah, totally, that's exactly why I don't like it. And I rewrote it a little bit to really have my main character interacting with the world, not just observing the world. It just changed the whole dynamic of those chapters, and they are way more better in my opinion, and way more dynamic and compelling and engaging. And so that's the hack for this. Engage the character with the world, not them observing the world. That is how you do it. Please do this. So this is the same with excessive dialogue, or thought dialogue, I like to call it. I don't know what it's actually called, but like that constant, like the character's thinking about something or describing something that goes on and on, or someone's talking and they go on and on and on. Don't do that in the first chapters. You have ways to get your readers. I'm gonna leave it at that. Wasn't too long, but for Nano, we don't have a lot of time. I started a new job, so life is a little crazy this month, but I will get to it, and I will not forget about you guys. So definitely like, subscribe, and click the bell. It helps me out a ton in the algorithm as a newbie AuthorTube person. And yeah, become a part of the army. I love you guys. Bye.